on to this. Meter taxis and e-hailing associations in Gauteng are planning to formalize the industry in an effort to protect operators as well as customers. It follows weeks of protests over what they have described as exploitative in terms of those working conditions. Now, South African Meter Taxi and E-Hailing Association Chairperson Sibongiseni Shange is joining me now. Bab Shange, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this afternoon. There have been increasing calls for the regulating of the e-hailing industry. From your perspective, what do you think are the key benefits with regards to establishing a very clear regulatory framework?
This is coming from the Lekgotla resolutions that happened from 2020. Lekgotla resolution that happened in the Boksburg, whereby Santaco was realized as an apex body of the taxi industry as a whole, whereby you will know that Santaco represents all the other modes of transport, which is minibus, meter taxi, scholar transport, and cross-border. So the resolutions they stand by saying we need to formalize, we need to unite, we need to transform, and also we need to corporatize the industry. So as the meter taxis and the e-hailing. We have been waiting for the resolutions, we've been waiting for the regulations from the department to be signed from the minister's desk. So as soon as they are signed, we'll be able to formalize the industry. But in Gauteng, we have been engaging with the MEC's office, and they have been very much accessible, and they've been keen to work together with the industry. As we speak right now, we have a committee that is assisting the MEC in formalizing the industry. We need to be compliant. We need to know who's operating. You know that the industry has been compromised by violence, and safety has been compromised a lot. So we need to know who are these people who are operating, and they also need to follow the legal framework in as far as the permits are concerned. Because you cannot just operate without having to have authority documents that are allowing you to operate.
And I think this leads to my next question with regards to the challenges that you're facing as an association, especially in advocating for that fair regulation, but also just balancing out innovation, safety, as well as fair competition within the industry.
That's correct. Because of the app companies, particularly the foreign apps, their operation, their modality does not suit the industry because of they selling trips. Doesn't matter how much they're selling trips. So therefore, you will find that today there is Tsepo who is desperate because there's no work, who is desperate, and he's a driver today, and he will do anything in order to be in a platform. But along the way, few months or few weeks, he realizes that he's not making profit. But they know that they can swap the Tsepo with Mpo or whoever. And they've been keeping on doing that. There's an influx of vehicles which does not meet the demand and supply. But if we regulate and formalize, we'll be able to know how many cars there must be on the road or how many operators that they must be operating. In that way, we'll be able to make profit because of people that are supposed to be operating. There will be the genuine people that are operating. Also, emphasizing and engaging with the MEC, we have pleaded with her to assist us in terms of the controls in as far as enforcement is concerned.
You speak about the international model and the companies that are coming into South Africa and implementing some of these e-hailing services, and just how there are gaps in terms of how it's not conducive entirely to the South African market. Just talk to us about some of those gaps that exist in the industry that don't only impact the drivers, but also the passengers and the industry as a whole.
The gaps is the system itself. It was not built for the taxi industry. It starts from there. There was a meeting in Durban about four years ago, whereby Santaco and the meter taxis, they requested that they need to meet with the decision makers from San Francisco. And they clarified that the system was never made for taxi industry. It was made for people who already have cars, who want to make extra money. So obviously, if you want to make extra money, you wouldn't mind to follow the bylaws of the country because of you making extra money out of what you are already doing, and you already have a vehicle. But when you come into South Africa, you need to follow the regulations and you need to have the permit. I think it's everywhere that you need to follow the regulation of that country. So therefore, if we ferry people because of reward, you need to be known by the department, you need to be known by the system. Also, we need to be represented somewhere. You can't just be a private. So of which that does not suit our model. And also the influx of vehicles, whereby you don't know how many vehicles are operating. And it's just too many vehicles. But now, at the end of the day, that is not controlled. It damages the growth, it damages the profitability. And then you find that the drivers are frustrated because of now they're making less as compared to what they were making before the influx of the vehicles. When it started with Uber, the drivers were making they were making a living. But now the competition of many companies coming, and also with the expansion of other offerings, and it actually compromise profit. Yes.
And I mean, speaking of those frustrations and just then this industry growing exponentially like we've seen over the last couple of years, how do you then also just address the concerns of traditional taxi operators within South Africa in terms of them seeing and them being threatened by the rise of e-hailing services?
For the past 10 years, you would know that there's been violence between the meat taxis with the e-hailers, and also Obutabatala, as we call them, the minibuses. There have been concerns that who are these people and who did they report to? And today you see this face, tomorrow you'll see another face. How do we make sure that we bring about control about this operation? So that has been going on for the longest time, but people are tired of fighting now because we're fighting our own children and our own brothers. So now we need to find a solution as a collective. So now that's the reason why we have South African Meter Taxi and E-Hailing Association that is covering that, and the affiliate of Santaco, by the way, nationally. We have about 7 provinces now that we have formalized that are part of us. Because it's not only Gauteng that is being affected by this, but other provinces as well.
Well, I mean, you speak about those collaborations with government, with other associations as well, and it seems as though you are making inroads, especially like you were saying, you're waiting for the signing to take place from a government perspective in order for you to move forward. Are you hopeful with regards to moving a step closer to this being regulated? Yes,
for sure, because like I'm saying, the government has been very positive in terms of us implementing the Lekgotla resolution. As I'm talking to you now, the DOT nationally, we have been visiting all the provinces, educating them how to implement the Lekgotla resolutions. We are talking about exactly this, that we need to transform, we need to formalize, we need to corporatize, and we also need to adapt to technology. So it needs to be inclusive, and it needs to talk about growth, it needs to talk about sustainability. It can't be a matter of today we are in, tomorrow you are out because of you not making profit. So this being controlled by app companies for the longest time, it has made app companies to make decisions instead of the industry making decisions.